This is Austin St. John, Jason, the original Red Ranger. You are watching the Morphin Network.
Today's Morphin Network video is sponsored by Ranger Stop and Pop, which is March 5th to the 7th, 2021 in Atlanta, Georgia, and Ranger Stock Convention, which is now November 11th to the 14th, 2021 in Orlando, Florida. Go to rangerstop.com for more info.
Hey guys, and welcome back.
Hi! Welcome to another episode of Ranger Comic Time.
What?
Okay, and then before I want to get started, I just want to let you know this thumbnail that we have is really nice.
It's really sick.
And yeah, it's really nice. From now on, we're actually getting customized thumbnails. It's not the usual 4-pan thing that I create.
Yeah.
So I'm just letting you know now. But yeah, hi guys, how's everybody doing? Welcome to another special episode of Ranger Comic Time. Today we're going to be reviewing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 54.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, hold up. Okay. So for this issue, I really like this issue very much because like this one, so can you believe we're almost getting towards the last? Because so this one is the second to the last issue of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger comic book series. The last issue is actually going to be issue 55, which is next month. I think this month, but the end of this month, I believe. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 55 is going to be the last issue. And then from there, for anyone that doesn't know, Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers are going to be split up in half. So it's going to be like the Mighty Morphin is going to have their own comic book issue series. And then Power Rangers, which focuses on the Omega Rangers, is going to have their own issue, their own comic book series in November. So yeah, for anyone that doesn't know. And yeah, I guess that's it. So for this issue, I really like this one because we picked up where we last left off, which was the Omega Rangers. They're in space, right?
Yeah.
And like this issue was really cool because like this issue, by the way, it only focuses on the Omega Rangers. For anyone that doesn't know, Omega Rangers are Zach, Trini, and Jason.
Yeah.
Because you remember they're not the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Stone Canyon Trio is currently the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, replacing the Red, Yellow, and Black Ranger in the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger universe. So in the comic book issue. So yeah. So that's where we picked up where we last left off. So in this issue, I thought this was really cool. So it opens up with the Omega Rangers fighting this new villain, and who straight up, by the way, when I looked at this villain, so I don't really know how to say this villain, but you know how it says Imperial, right?
Yep. And not to mention, like how you were saying, Jen, like it's another anime reference.
I know. Well, to me it is, but yeah, here I'm gonna show a photo just to show you. This is the villain called Imperial right here. Okay.
What are you talking about to you? I'm pretty sure everybody can see that. Well,
everybody can
a
see
little bit.
This is okay. Well, this is the villain in the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger issue 54 series. So this is what the Omega Rangers are actually battling against. Because right now the Omega Rangers are in space. Well, they're not in space, but they're in in space, but they're in a different planet, returning an alien when when a villain called Imperial attacks the planet, right? And when I saw this villain Imperial, I thought to myself, this could not be referenced other than this angel right here.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone that doesn't know, when I saw Imperial, I thought this looked like an angel from Neon Genesis Evangelion. For anyone that doesn't know, this is
Archangel, I would say.
Yeah, like the angel, from the ending of Evangelion, the movie.
A little bit.
Yeah, so this is what the angel reminded me of. I mean, this is what the villain reminded me of, an angel from Neon Genesis Evangelion. So yeah, and I saw that
of the alien from the Alien movie, except he's white.
That too. Yeah, that is true. Well, that's how I saw it. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. I like how whatchamacallit. I like how it's more it's just a different color. They have they just have different colors, but they have the same body types. So yeah, Imperial is actually a really cool character because when he introduces himself, right? He said Zach's humor goes and says, dude, I can't stand his voice. And I always love it whenever Zach just makes a commentary whenever he's like fighting or anything. It's just hilarious, right? Because he like calls himself Imperial, and like the thing is like we don't like in Imperial, the villain, right? We don't really know what where they come from, but they like it seems like they're really powerful just by looking at their powers. And yeah, and there was this thing that Imperial says. I remember what he said in his statement, right? He talks about life, death, and creation, and it got me like thinking, are you Thanos?
Well, yeah, kind of a little bit similar, but
Yeah, when he says that, he thinks his statement was about like life, death, and creation. It got me really thinking, are
the
you
Infinity
Thanos?
Stones.
Infinity Stones. So for anyone that doesn't know, he has this like Imperial, by the way, how he introduces his power to the Omega Rangers is he has this cool power where he picks up like I forgot what it is. Like it's like a dead skull, right? He crushes it. Like let me show you the photo. He crushes this dead skull, right? And then
Yeah.
right when he crushes it, it turns into a flower. So you find out that Imperial has this special power where he can create and destroy and then bring life to not dead things, like
Oh,
what's that word called?
I
It's
don't
like he
remember, but I was gonna
yeah,
say like that reference when he crushed a skull and turned it into
yeah.
a flower. That
Hmm.
that moment kind of reminds me of that one scene in Harry Potter. I believe it was the last one when Snape confessed that he was in
Oh,
love with Harry's mom.
oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh no, that
Yeah,
was
and then he
Lily,
got
not Snape. My bad. But yeah, Lily
um
was converting whatever she was holding into a flower, and that's kind of how I see the resemblance of it. You know?
I know. But like compared to all the other villains, he has this cool power where he turns things and then brings them to life. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
see that reference also multiple times. So I thought this was really cool. So this is a different type of villain that we've never seen. And so like this issue, right? The Omega Rangers, they battle the monster. And like I really like this scene because like the Omega Rangers, you know how they fight with their I like to say, okay, there's a joke, but I like to think they're Avengers because their weapons straight up look like Avengers
The
weapons.
second
Like don't
Avengers.
no, I'm serious. They literally look kind of like the Avengers because Trinity's holding a Mjolnir Thor hammer. It looks like a Thor hammer. And then I like Zach is like I don't know what that is. I forgot what, but I know Jason's holding a katana. I don't know. It's just when I saw them attack, they kind of remind me of the Avengers. So when they attack the monster, Imperial does this really cool thing where he rises up, right? And he does this thing that is so crazy. It reminds me of Doctor Strange, kind of.
Oh yeah, with his ability to like
Float,
open
like he
dimensions.
floats.
Or oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
uh,
Now I got it.
so that's why. And I thought that was just like it was just an interesting fight scene. So like the Omega Rangers, they use their weapons to fight back. But then like Imperial, I guess he grabs the rocks from underneath and pulls them up, right? And he throws it at them, right? And then it was
And
really
yeah,
interesting.
Avatar: The Last Airbender reference.
I
Tough.
know. I don't know. It's just so weird. He just grabs the rocks and then throws it at them, right? But then what happened was like, so as like Jason, the Red Omega Ranger, he throws the rock at like he hits back the rock, right? But like next thing you know, at the rock, when he fights, the rock turns into a monster, and next thing you know, the monster has him on chokehold. And I thought that was cool because you remember Imperial can turn things into life human beings. Like he can turn things into monsters and whatnot. So I thought it was cool. I thought that was a cool power. It reminds me a little bit of like kind of like I don't know how to explain it. It reminds me of a character. There's gotta be a superhero that does that, like creates things and then turns them into monsters or something. Oh, I think Goldar. Goldar does that. I
Yeah, I
remember
kind of
Goldar.
saw that.
Like I remember in a couple issues, comic book issues ago, he would turn a school bus and then turn it into a monster. So he would turn things that aren't alive into living human beings and into living things into a monster. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh yeah.
So
Come to think of it, I thought you were referring to like a Marvel character because you did mention that
well, okay,
you were
well, yeah. I
referencing
mean,
that.
I don't know any Marvel character that does that.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Unless if it's a member from the X-Men.
Yeah. that's true, maybe. But like if you think about it, like Imperial in this comic book issue is like a god because he's a villain, right? But he turns things into like he turns things in like he turns dead stuff into human things. So yeah, so like while Jason's like hold down C or XI, I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't know if it's 11C or something else. But the robot, who's by the way, for anyone that doesn't know, C or XI or 11 in Roman numeral is like the alpha version of the Omega Rangers. He's like the robot that's helping the Omega Rangers, because you know how just like how the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers have alpha, the Omega Rangers have C to help them out. So he like
Yeah.
C comes in from this battle spaceship and comes down and shoots Imperial, by the way. But like it's kind of weird because in this comic book issue, I don't know if the artist made a mistake or something, but it kind of looks like their ship was destroyed, but not really. Like there's I don't know, we don't know that, but it was just a weird reference, at least for me. So I was like thinking, is did the ship die? But I mean, by the looks of it, it just looked damaged because towards the end they were able to make it back home safe with the ship.
Yeah, I
In the
was seeing
ship.
that too, and like I was like, what is the meaning of this? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I really did some research because I literally looked at the photo and I was like comic book photo, like that little one stand. I'm like saying it
Yeah.
really looks like their ship is destroyed, but we don't know. So yeah. So I mean, so like go off what I last left off. So Imperial, he, of course he's getting shoot at. He's getting shoot at by the ship that he is commanding. Imperial stops it, then challenge. Then what he does is he challenges the Omega Rangers, and I really like this. What Omega Ranger says. He says, "So you want to see how alive this planet can be?" So then next thing you know, he goes up from the ground, right, and then he creates this kaiju-looking lava monster from underground, and what looks to be like he created a lava monster right here. I think I'll show it right now. Hold up.
And I'll
This
tell you
right
my
here.
opinion of that a little bit.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you see that
it's
lava
a mix
monster?
of elementals and Godzilla, because that
Yeah,
definitely
it
looks like a
does.
monster, the
Yeah, it
fire
does. So when
version
I
of
saw this,
Godzilla.
I was like, that's a kaiju. That's a kaiju fight right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, to be fair, I think I know why. Because if you think about it, Power Rangers are always about kaiju fights. Because you remember how they have Megazords, and then Megazords are always fighting against monsters. So I always like that they add like kaiju reference and like Godzilla reference in their comic book issues. But yeah, I mean, I really like this monster. I know it's crazy, but like I love how Imperial just grabs the from the volcanic ashes underneath the ground and just created a lava monster against that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
yeah, I thought that
well,
was
you know
just
what you mean. It's really neat.
yeah. I don't know. I just really like this one. So right when that happens, the Omega Rangers they bust out their what's that word? Their Omega Zords. There you go. Their Omega Zords. Which by the way, okay, I'm gonna say it. It literally looks like Ava pilots. Don't lie. It looks like the
Mm-hmm.
Ava pilots.
It really
Like
does.
so. I mean, is this a Neon Genesis Evangelion issue?
Yeah, I wonder the same thing too. Like, what's up with
Yeah,
that? But again, it's really amazing on how there's a lot of references in this comic,
yeah.
especially when it
So
comes to
I
Evangelion.
yeah. So I saw this and I was like, these are Omega Zords, but they look like Ava. Like it looks like the Omega Rangers are Ava pilots. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so they bust out their Megazords, right, to fight off the lava looking monster. Which, by the way, it's a really cool scene because Omega Rangers versus the lava monster has this like really cool kaiju fight scene that's going on, and it just looks really cool. Like towards the end, all had to work together and do this thing that Trini calls out, which is called Omega Spectrum Blast. Like when you look at that, right? I don't know, it's kind of weird, but it's like they shoot this mega, kind of like how the Power Rangers come together and then they
Yeah,
defeat
the
the
final
monster,
blast. Yeah.
the final blast. But like it looks kind of funny because it just like it reminds me of Voltron. Like I don't know if you ever
Voltron.
watched, or not Voltron. I forgot what's no, I forgot. There was an episode where it was like the like the robots come. No, not Gundam. What is it? Gundam. Like how they defeat the last villain.
Oh, Gundam. Yeah, yeah.
Was it Mobile Suit Gundam or Gundam Seed
Yeah,
where they come together
I
and
think
then
it
they
was
fight?
Mobile Suit Gundam for sure.
Yeah, so they come together. So that Omega Spectrum Blast, where the Omega Zords come together to defeat the lava monster and destroy it. It just like when they sent out that beam, it just reminded me of that anime. And yeah, I really like that reference. So yeah. So, basically, everything you find out that everything's finally safe. They were able to defeat the lava monster, right? And then,
Yeah, it was epic.
we don't it was kind of weird. It left in a cliffhanger where like we don't really know where Imperial at, but by the looks of it, it looks like the planet's safe. So they were able to go home. So yeah. So like the whole main focus of this issue, of this comic book issue, is just Omega Rangers versus Imperial. Which Imperial, by the way, is kind of weird because like we never heard of him. He is just like, to me, he's like a god. I guess you can say that. That's how I say he was
Like
god.
more like an Evangelion god.
Yeah, like he's like an angel, but he creates
Dark
like
Angel. He's no angel.
yeah.
The right word to say that is a dark angel if he does evil
Well,
things.
Dark Angel. Yeah. But yeah, overall, like it was just a cool fight scene. So towards the end, like how like because they were able to beat the lava monster and Imperial's gone. So like you see the Omega Rangers, they're back into their ship, right, going back home with the alien that they return. You find out that you find out that like Zach and Trini are like, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring back aliens from other planets, not and then bring them to safe haven so they can be safe. Or I don't know how to explain it, but that's where like they're currently at. So yeah, and so I really like this issue. So towards the end, towards the end you find out Xi. Do you remember the robot earlier who was in space? You
Yeah, I
find
remember.
out that like he's talking to Jason and Xi or C talks about how like there's no date where Imperial comes from, which was kind of interesting because like he's so powerful yet nobody knows where he comes from. So then C is just like wondering how can something like this be so powerful yet never been detected. And then towards the ending of the last page, Jason says we need to talk to Zordon about this. And I guess that was a cool cliffhanger. It didn't really end in anything. Like this episode was like it was a
Nothing
good
really
action.
exciting, like
Yeah,
like the other comics, you know?
yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
totally agree with you.
I mean, I will say this. I have like even though this is not an exciting, like it doesn't like make my heart race or give me a good cliffhanger scene. I will say this what you call it, this one was a good fight scene. Like this was a good kaiju fight scene that I've been wanting to see for a while because you know how in comic book issues we never really see that much good fight scene, but to me this one was a really good fight scene that I've wanted to see for a while.
Yeah.
So,
It was really cool, come to think of it, and not to mention the Godzilla reference and pretty
kaiju
badass.
and the Neon Genesis Evangelion reference. So yeah. For me, I'm gonna give this like a 7 out of 10. It's not that enticing. It's just kind of like a it literally like the thing about this issue is like it only focused on the Omega Rangers. It didn't talk about the mighty Morphin Power Rangers that are currently living in Angel Grove.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But I want to see. I want to know I want to know how it relates. But we'll know about it more in the next issue, issue 55, because issue 55 is the ending of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. So I want to see how the Omega Rangers defeating Imperial, the villain, tie into the story and how it's relevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
totally agree.
yeah.
And I'm with you all the way.
So what would you give this rating out of 10?
Hard to say, but come to think of it, I would say a 6.5. I mean, like how you were
Yeah.
saying that the ending was not that exciting as I expected to be, compared to the other
The ending
comics.
is Yeah, the ending it just says, "Hey, Jason is basically saying, "Hey, we just need to tell Zordon about this." That's
It
it.
says to be continued.
Yeah, it just leads into to be continued, which is not. I don't know. I mean, I wish they kind of went back to the story with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but literally this issue is just the Omega Rangers, and I want to know why. I want to
Mm.
know where Ryan paired the rate. the writer was going for this issue. I will say this. I like this issue for the sense. The reason why I give it a 7 out of 10 is because I like something different. And for once, I saw a funny looking villain. I saw a villain that didn't just look like a monster, like an like an animal monster or something.
Yeah.
It literally looked like an alien to me. You know what I mean? So that's why. And yeah, I guess that's it for issue 54. Do you have anything to say about the comic book issue?
I would say that I kind of did enjoy it for a little bit. I mean, I enjoyed some of the references that I saw within the comic. I mean, of course, with the Evangelion thing
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and the Godzilla reference. I mean, I don't know the name of the creature, but like I just call it
Yeah, it's okay.
Godzilla fire. I mean, the fire Godzilla.
No, in my opinion, I think that was on purpose. They don't sometimes the villains don't sometimes say their names. You just kind of assume. Yeah, you kind of just have an assumption that it's the lava kaiju monster or something. Cause like it happens a lot. Even whenever Rita summons a monster, they never even say who the villain is.
True.
Yeah, and I guess for me, is that all you got to say for this issue 54?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, and then for me, my comment is just I want to see where it goes. I think it's a really cool issue. I like the plot. Omega Rangers. I feel like it could have been better, but I'm not hating. 7 out of 10. Nothing much really. Yeah, and let me read off some comments. We actually got comments on Facebook. And this comments from Costa Hundews. What's your favorite episode of MMPR? My guess she's talking about like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the live action. So my favorite episode, of course, was the Halloween series. What was it? No, actually, no. My favorite episode was when of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I forgot what was the episode called, but it was when Kimberly turns evil by Rita
I don't
Repulsa.
remember that episode actually. I don't
Or
know
what?
what number it
Yeah.
was or season.
Oh, yeah. And also another one was Halloween episode, so I thought that one was pretty cool. So, what was your favorite episode? I'm trying to remember what's the name. That's why.
My favorite episode was I would say the episode where Kimberly and the rest of the gang finally meet Arisha, Adam, and Rocky.
Oh, the Stone Canyon Trio.
Yep, that's my favorite.
Oh, okay. I guess so. I mean, that's a really cool one. I think. Okay, no, actually, my favorite was I forgot what it was called. It was called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It was Trick or Treat. It was the Halloween episode, and it was with Skull. I think he was dressed up as like the Les Miserables reference. So
Are you
it's
sure,
like,
or is it the pumpkin version?
or I think maybe it's the pumpkin. No, it was a pumpkin. My bad. Like, oh, it was Skull, Bulk and Skull's outfits, and I really liked this episode because it was like the pumpkin wrappers, and those rhymes were like really cool, and I
Oh
like
yeah.
how how even the little kids dressed up as Power Rangers, which kind of alludes to like them because if you think about it, they do dress up as Power Rangers. So I thought that was really cute. That's my favorite episode of MMPR. Yours is pretty good. And then what else? Who else? I have another comment from
Mm,
another one. No comment says hi. I've seen you
hey.
comment a lot. Yeah. How's everything going? I guess that's all the comments we have for today. What was I was gonna say? Social media plug. There you go. I always forget that part. Okay, so you
Do I
can find
always
us
have
on
to
all
remind
our.
you?
Yeah, I do. You have to. It's really hard for me to remember. So you can find us
Oh,
on
I got your back.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's Morphinet. That is MorphinNet. That is on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. That's all our social media handles. And yeah. And wait, we got a comment from our big boss. Welcome to
What do you
YouTube.
know?
Yes. Yes.
Hey.
For anyone that doesn't know, we are actually going to be live streaming from now on from both Facebook and YouTube. So check us out. You can follow. You can tune in either on YouTube and Facebook, so we get more so we get more of a practical engagement for you. For people who don't, have Facebook, or people who don't have YouTube, you can,
You
can
can always
see it.
hop up on YouTube and watch all of our adventures and reviews. So stay tuned for that. And
Yeah.
also, thank you for the 1K on YouTube. We really appreciate you guys, spreading the love out there and also throughout the Power Ranger community. We thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. I have to say. Oh, and last thing.
Where can they find you, girl?
Oh yeah, and
forgot to
last
say
thing,
that.
I forgot to say this. I forgot to say this. In case anyone forgot, happy birthday to the original Pink Power Ranger. There's a reason why I made this subtitle Pink, and that was in reference for Amy Jo Johnson, who's currently celebrating her 50th birthday today.
Happy birthday, Amy Jo.
Happy birthday. Yeah, that's the reason why that's the reason why my subtitles are pink today. So that's why I forgot to mention that. Now,
where can they
me
find you, Jen?
You can find me on Instagram. That's Jen Messina. That is GNMESINA. You can find me at twitter.com/JenPink2. That's GNPINK2. Where can they find you?
You wonderful people can find me on my Instagram, Bride of Spider-Man, and my YouTube channel, Cosplay Chica 101.
Woo! And yeah, I guess that's it for today. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to tune in like once a month. I know we're not as active, but don't worry, we always make these episodes special for you guys. We got special thumbnails and everything.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let
a
me
lot
get
of
this.
fun stuff.
I got this, and it's coming. Oh, this is new. Glad you're reviewing. Oh, we have been reviewing comics.
Yeah.
It's just
Hi,
that,
Jake.
Hi, Jake. It's just that we've been waiting like once a month because you remember Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is only once a month. But yeah, who knows? But yeah, I just want to let you know that yes, this is new. We're now on Facebook and YouTube, live streamed at the same time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's it. Do you have anything to say before I close off?
Be sure to stay safe, keep your mask on, and always wash your hands.
Yes, wash your hands. We have 2 months left until 2020 is
One.
Oh my
2021, girl.
over. Oh my god, it's already been
2 months
wow,
already. We're in
this has
October,
been the longest.
November, December. 2 more months.
This has been a long year. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that's true. But yet, a really difficult moment. I mean, with the virus and all, but we're still hanging in there.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you guys so much. That's sorry, it just got me thinking. I was like, damn, it's already October.
Time flies.
I know. Until then, thank you guys. Bye.